Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy freaking Tuesday evening. It's late out here in the streets. I mean, it's almost 10 o'clock Central Time. It's late. It's a late night stream, but I had to get it in. I mean, look, I asked Ripple when liquidity incentive event, and it looks like they put like 50 millions or combination of them and Aave, I don't know, over there on Aave, 50 something million dollars in the RLUSD, I think USDC liquidity pair. I think we're gonna take a look at it. We're gonna see if we can't find it. I'm not excited about hopping on Ethereum, but yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We're gonna take a look at that. Yeah, big numbers over there. Big numbers. Big numbers over there. And Flare Networks is looking to build out an insurance market and or build out, integrate an insurance market on Flare Networks. Yeah. Yeah. I did an interesting video. I think I uploaded the video this morning, but I did the video yesterday. Yeah, it was a video talking about part of the video, I think. Part of the video was going over an interview that XRP Mickle did with Paul Barron on his channel. And I referenced a segment of the video when they talked about DeFi. I don't know, 7, 8 minutes of DeFi. I referenced a segment in that video, in that interview, in my video, and I titled it something with intermediaries, and then I did a thumbnail. I should look it up, and then I did a thumbnail, more intermediaries or something along those lines. I'm really bad with that stuff. Let me see. What did I do? So the thumbnail was someone to manage our DeFi, and the title of the video is why would you want more intermediaries? Yeah, why would you want more intermediaries, right? And so I made a point of not saying this is not about Mickle. It's not about him, right? I made a point of also saying that this dude gets on some spaces with some of the BTC maxis, whatever, and he's on them, right? Defending XRP, the XRPL ledger, et cetera, et cetera. So this is not about him. That video was not about him. It's about that thinking. It's about that thinking, right? And so we're going to get into that. He did reach out to me. So I think what happened is, I don't know if he reached out to me first or if he commented on the video first. I don't know. What I do know is I saw the reach out first, and then I went to check the comments of the video. So I do know that. But in any case, we'll talk. I'm sure we'll talk. We'll hang out and talk some more about it. And he's watching some of my videos. But I don't know if he watched the video where I asked a question in the stream. And I did a poll on it. Not a lot of people participated in the poll, but I did a poll, and I think the title of the poll was, because my X thing is, I don't know. I don't know why it's just like getting the views that it should. But I think the poll was, which approach to institutional DeFi are you more aligned with? That's what I did. Yeah. What approach to institutional DeFi are you more aligned with? Ripples or flares? Or I think I did a C, you don't do DeFi, or I don't understand DeFi, something like that. Not a lot of people, it was only like 12, 16 people voted on the thing. I could go check the poll, but it wasn't a lot of people, right? Because I don't know what's going on X, but I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, as far as the engagement and all that stuff. So, but we'll talk some more. And I probably will go over some of the comments in the video here. My guy, Billionaire H, commented it as well. So maybe we'll cover that as well. Friend the channel for sure. But in any case, look, we're going to hop on and figure out this Aave thing, get on that V3 deal there, and see what's good with this RLUSD thing. And yeah, Crypto Eddie did a video and talking about she was saying it was easier to swap from RLUSD to USDC. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't even know how you get RLUSD on Ethereum. I'd have to look into that and see what that's going to look at. So we'll go check it out and see. We'll see what's going on with the liquidity pool, what it looks like, what's the numbers. We know the assets. If it's two stablecoin pairs, okay, cool. And I think it's a pretty good borrow lend ratios that they got going on over there. Maybe we'll take a look at it and see what's good. Aave, the blue chipper in the DeFi space, one of the blue chippers. So we'll check that out um, as well. So I'll cover the comments in that video with that with the Mickle thing. We'll cover that as well. But I just got to tell you, that's pretty good news. The numbers with Ripple Jungle Inc. reported the numbers with that RLUSD. That's really, really good. All things considered, it's a play. It's an interesting DeFi play. I think Crypto Eddie did a post about that play that Ripple is doing with RUSD, and I think she is spot on. I think she did it. Her ex post was me thinks, and then she kind of gave her explanation for the 53 million, whatever, an REO USD and USDC. I was gonna comment me thinks too. I was gonna comment that as well, or me thinks you're 100% spot on or something like that. I should have done that, but we're gonna cover that as well. I want to check over. I want to hop on Aave and see what's good. What is it? Tuesday? Yes, Tuesday evening. You know, not great news with that thing going on with the XRPL little bug thing going on. Apparently, a dev has been compromised. An XRPL dev has been compromised, and so they put up some kind of backdoor in some update to the software, and a company called Aikido or a platform or project called Aikido caught it. So Zaman says they're not affected by that because they don't use third parties for stuff. That was a boss move, but yeah, we'll go with that as well. Some Quantic guys joining Flare as a developer content specialist. We'll cover that. Crypto Eddie letting people know that Ripple Net Payments, what is it called now? Is it called Payments? Has some competition from Circle's Payment Network. We'll cover that as well. Jungle's letting us know about the Coinbase derivatives, XRP futures. We'll get into that as well. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button on the way in. That'd be super awesome if you could do that. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. And again, I want to make sure that people understand it. This was not about attacking Mickle. This was about the video I did. Is about this thinking about. Anyway, I'll get into that later. Having this trusted party to manage our stuff, and I just think, when are we going to learn our lesson? Like, when are we going to learn our lesson? What's going on, Rafi? How are you, my friend? How are you? Hope all is well. Daniel's in the building, said we're green. All right, good, good. That's awesome to see. JR is in the building. What's going on from Tejas? What's going on, JR? What's going on, my guy? Appreciate you. Apparently, it's a little bit of a, I don't want to use that word. There's a lot of movement in Tejas from the, I don't know, Muslim community that is making people a little nervous. You know, the extremes of any group makes people nervous. The extremists of any group makes people nervous. Just understand it, right? So yeah, people are a little nervous about that, JR. A little nervous. A little too nervous about that. So, but in any case, I want to get into this stuff. I don't know. Dano says we're green. I guess we go over to market and see what's good. Where's the Bitcoin at? Let's go check out CoinGecko. Let me refresh it first. Let me refresh CoinGecko, see what's good, find out what's going on. I haven't even checked the market. What's going on right now? No, that's not true. I saw the market at like 91 sometime this morning or something. It's not at 91 now, I think. I was just looking at FLR. I just want to know what's going on with FLR. All right. Oh, we'll let CoinGecko refresh there, and we'll go over those numbers. Let me share. Go over these numbers real quick and get into this stuff. That's big numbers. I'm telling you for the Ripple dollars on Aave. Now, Crypto Eddie kept saying curve in her video. She was saying that um, it was curve finance. So we'll look at it and see what's good. Let's share. Um, I don't know this thing. I think it's refreshed correctly. All right. Yeah. So, oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah. Bitcoin's at 92,000. All right. So, according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap is over 3 trillion. Daniel, you were right, bro. You were right. I should have gotten to that freaking deep book. Man, I was going to get into the deep book SUI liquidity pair and I didn't do it. Look at deep book is up 128%. That would have been some nice gains there. All right. So, 3 trillion for the total cryptocurrency market cap, up 4% in the last 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance is about 62 or 3%. Bitcoin is trading at $92,000. Almost 93,000, $92,862. And again, on the 30 days, up 8.5%. Ethereum's at almost $1,800, probably went over 1,800. And on the 30-day, Ethereum is up 10%. XRP, the beloved, is trading at $2.22. It's down 8% on the 30-day. Solana's trading at $148. Good night. And I almost exited my Solana into anyway, but I didn't do it. I'm going to keep my little precious because I saw the total circulating supply of, total number of Solana tokens. I'm going to keep it. So anyway, $148. And on the 30-day, Solana is up 11% on the 30-day, 11 and a half. All right, Dogecoin's trading at 18 cents, is up 6% on a 30-day. And the beloved Sawi is $2.77. And it's up 21% on the 30-day. Wow. So there it is, fam. That's the market. There's some green numbers. Like to see them on the 30-day for sure. You know, that kind of speaks to whether or not it's in the trending in a certain direction. So that's good to see. It's definitely good to see. Undo, all right. It's okay. It's okay. Undo's okay. So yeah, we're gonna check out that Aave thing too. Don't remind me to do that as well. All right, let me go run through this stuff so that we can cover a couple of important things. I was gonna share this for Talk That Talk Thursday, talking about the Hollywood producer exposes the Rockefeller family. That's just one of many points to the old money thing. All right, so Vet put this out. It says XRP Ledger devs and projects, if you use the XRPL JS library, don't update or use any version 4.2.1 or higher. It's compromised. Any project utilizing the newest version, it's the newest version of the XRPL JS is putting users and funds at risk. Please let every project and developer know about this. Now, he put this out 16 hours ago, I think. Aikido Security caught it, and in the wee hours of the morning, spent the next 5 hours letting people know about what was going on as well. It says here, we have discovered a backdoor in the official XRPL NPM package. This backdoor steals private keys and sends them to attackers. The affected version 4.2.1 to 4.2.4. If you're using an earlier version, do not upgrade. So there's that. I think the vast majority of people do use Examine. I don't know what is it, the ledger, and how, I don't know how quickly that does that stuff there. I don't know what version they might be on there. So, check your ledgers and things like that for sure. So yeah, that's the challenge. Hey, Ledger or Tangent or other hot wallets, do you use this library for your apps? They have not responded, as far as I know, but that is a good thing. Ledger or Tangent should be responding, anyway, I decided to do different things with ledgers because of, the what did they ledger come up with? This what is it? It's not backdoor. It's what did they come up with, that thing that they can secure your stuff for you or some other anyway. Yeah, anyway, so you had to make some other moves with the XRP because of that. So make sure your stuff is safe out there, family. Make sure your stuff is safe out there. Maybe Ledger and Tangent didn't respond because they didn't have to. I don't know. But you would think that Ledger or Tangent would say, we didn't, we haven't, you know. So, especially Ledger. Especially Ledger. So, thanks for the heads up that. I don't know if you guys know about that compromise. Apparently, it was a dev, an XRPL dev got compromised. Okay. It can happen to anybody. It can happen to anybody. Crypto Eddie reminds us of this new Circle Payments Network. Private networks be gone. IPO price could now be interesting for Circle. Sure. It's an open network space where banks, payment companies like Ripple or Stellar can on and off ramp providers, third party apps, other stablecoin issuers together for their own customers. Innovate together for their own customers. There's a white paper. She said it's only 28 pages long. She's went through the whole thing. Okay. Her take on the whole thing that it is competition for Ripple. They don't operate in the same spaces. It's a big space. It's a big world out there. For every Google, there's got to be a Yahoo. So, kind of expect that kind of stuff for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Crypto Eddie's thing, her page here later, where her me thinks with this Ripple dollar stablecoin and me thinks post with USDC pairing. We're gonna cover that because I want to see what's up with Aave. I haven't been on Aave in a long time, man. I mean, back in the day, I was in Benki. I was on Aave. Haven't been on Aave in a minute. All right, so Jungle Lee put this out just in case you didn't know. Coinbase has officially listed XRP futures contracts on its CFTC regulated United States derivatives exchange, offering both institutional and retail traders new ways to gain capital efficient exposure to one of crypto's most liquid assets. Highlights: standard contracts 10,000 XRP, nano contracts 500, fully regulated under CFTC oversight. Now XRP joins Solana and Hedera Hashgraph on Coinbase's expanding futures roster. I don't trust Coinbase as far as I can throw Coinbase. Why it matters in terms of them really looking out for retail. They'll take your money and charge you fees. But anyway, XRP's market cap is now 120 billion. The SEC lawsuit against Ripple is over. Demand for crypto derivatives is exploding. Of course, TradFi wants to be all over that because they're more advanced and they can hoodwink and bamboozle the retail. Someone in the channel, let me know who it is, but I believe someone on the channel mentioned a dude named Tyler Hill. Can you let me know who that is? Tyler Hill, someone in the comments of my video or on a live stream, please stand up and let me know who you are. Coinbase's 2024 derivatives volume jumped. Coinbase's 2024 derivatives volume jumped 10,950%. With Coinbase eyeing a derivative acquisition and crypto futures adoption surging, this marks a major milestone in XRP's march towards institutional legitimacy. XRP isn't just back, it's going mainstream. That's awesome. I just want to know, have we increased the size of the pie? Or have we onboarded more people into the space? Not interested in structured products with an intermediary in between them. Why? When you don't need it. You don't need the intermediary. I get it. We want to get exposure to the digital asset space, and perhaps a percentage will trickle in and actually get a wallet, and actually or use they got the new ways now. You don't even have to get a wallet, and actually get and own the asset themselves. Hopefully, there'll be a percentage of people who do that. Hopefully, I know we're all clamoring for institutions to come in. But my buddy used to say about the institutional stuff way back yonder in like 2016, 2017. He said, yeah, you guys want them institutions to come in. He was an institutional professional trader. He said, you want those guys to come in? Okay, be careful what you ask for. Yeah. By the way, my understanding is people like Hugo and people like Simon Dixon, former kind of traders, former kind of bankers and traders and whatever, they seem to keep sounding the alarm about institutions. I don't know, maybe because they were on the inside, they understand. So, thank you, Jungle. I appreciate you, bro. Hope you're doing well, brother. All right, Flare Networks, man. Yeah, I mean, what's going on right here with this? What's going on right now? After I cover this, I'm gonna go check out the chat, welcome some more people in. What's going on with Flare Networks, man? Flare Networks, what's good, baby? Looking to integrate real world data into smart contracts to create transparent, automated insurance market systems. Let me see that again. Looking to integrate real world data into smart contracts to create transparent, automated insurance systems. The 8th Flare Builder online workshop session is for you. Discover how you can use the FTC Flare Data Connector to build a decentralized, trustless insurance marketplace. Keywords: decentralized and trustless. I'm not sure why we keep wanting we take 2 steps forward towards decentralization, then we want to take another step back. I don't understand. Into having to trust someone and their product. I don't understand it. Like, I really don't. When are we going to learn? And it's not about them being nefarious. It's not about that. I'll cover that later. All right. It says register for tomorrow's session. Trustless insurance market using FTC Web 2 connectivity. Flare's not messing around with what they got going on. Trustless insurance marketplace. Decentralized, trustless insurance marketplace. That sounds cool. I heard some stuff about State Farm and Allstate. It feels like every industry just, I'm learning some crazy madness stuff about the food industry. Like, it's crazy. Just kind of speaks to what my mentor said. Oftentimes, your strength becomes your weaknesses. The strength of capitalism, free enterprise. Mark L's in the building. He's got XRPL. What's going on, bro? How are you? Welcome to the stream, brother. Appreciate you checking in, guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button on the way in. That'd be really, really awesome. We always like to have just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. That would be really, really, really cool. Flare Networks is looking to build out a decentralized, or looking for people who want to build out a decentralized, trustless insurance marketplace or markets. Now, do you think they just came up with, woke up and said, yeah, let's, or do you think there was some interest in doing such a thing? I think the latter. What say you? I think the latter, Rafi. What say you? I think there was some interest there, right? All right. So, should we try to figure out how to find this Ripple dollar stablecoin and USDC pairing? Oh, let me share this Jungle thing first. Jungle did like a couple of videos. Just on a side note, the FBI director is warning people about the Federal Reserve. And the harm that they've caused. Interesting to me. But we already knew. We already knew. Let me see if this is the first clip or is this another clip from Jungle. Let me see something.
A company of really professional people working really hard on this. That's why we chose XRP. We believe in XRP. We're not making a price prediction, but we do believe it's a coin that will have the most utility out there. Bitcoin is a store of value. I agree with Mike McGlone, but I think that XRP has a true use case. There's just no doubt about it. And the Ripple team, from the interaction we've had with them, they're really professional. They act like investment bankers over there. They know what they're doing, and they will make this work.
They act like investment. I'm not sure if that's a compliment. All right, I should have shared that. I don't know why I didn't share that. Let me do this. So this is let me do this. Let me go here. Jungle has a couple of things here. I was trying to save this, Jungle. Is this your page? Yeah, so this is the first one. He has another one. All right. So let me share the first one. Yeah, okay, that's the second one. All right. This dude is on Bloomberg and Jungle. Bloomberg's XRP's use case is speculation, quote unquote. This is from her. Jungle says STFU. XRPL will tokenize the world, quote unquote.
Facilitate transactions, moving money around. Okay. But now
use case that you mentioned, because a lot of folks watching probably would have the reaction, the only use case for Ripple and some of these other tokens out there is speculation. So what is the actual use case of XRP?
Okay, so XRP, that's absolutely not the case. You can speculate in it because it's out there and trading. But XRP, they started Ripple, and I'm not going to speak for them, okay? But they started Ripple to facilitate transactions, moving money around, okay? But now it's literally helping tokenize everything as they develop their level 2 build out. They are really going to tokenize everything. They've just bought a broker dealer clearing member, as you may know, and I think that's the first step toward integrating traditional finance with DeFi. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a breakthrough. It is a breakthrough, but it'll happen slower than people think. Okay, so
I don't know who the Sal person is. It says Tech Creum CEO. Don't know what that is. But he had another very interesting thing to say here as well. All right, here's the other one.
People working really hard on this. Ripple's a company of really professional people working really hard on this. That's why we chose XRP. We believe in XRP. We're not making a price prediction, but we do believe it's a coin that will have the most utility out there. Bitcoin is a store of value. I agree with Mike McGlone, but I think that XRP has a true use case. There's just no doubt about it. And the Ripple team, from the interaction we've had with them, they're really professional. They act like investment bankers over there. They know what they're doing, and they will make this work.
So that's interesting. Some glowing reviews going on over there. Oh, volume is low? My volume is low? Oh, the volume on the video. Oh, I'm sorry about that. The volume on the videos are low. Sorry about that. On the clip. Thank you, Mark L. Let me try that again. Yeah, it's all it's all the way up, brother. It's all the way up. Yeah, that was all the way up, brother. Sorry about that. My thing's all the way up. That thing's all the way up. But that's a very, very interesting. But I'll leave the link here for you guys. You can check that out. Let me do this one. I'll leave both of these in the chat for you. There's one. There's two. I don't know who this guy is again. Sal. I don't know who Sal is. But those are some kind comments. Definitely some kind comments coming there from the dude, JR. Definitely some kind comments. All right. So Let's see if we can't jungle here. Breaking Ripple stablecoin surges onto Aave with 19 million supplied in 24 hours. Ripple's dollar stablecoin is making waves in DeFi. Just one day after being listed on Aave's V3 Ethereum core market, nearly 19 million worth of RLUSD has already been supplied and 4.68 million borrowed, making a dramatic turnaround from its sluggish first 24 hours, where only $360 was supplied. What? Yeah, that's got to be Ripple doing that. Only $360 in the first 24 hours, and now it's up to 19 million. Yeah, that's Ripple. Where'd I get this 50 million from? All right, this surge comes as Aave officially opened lending and borrowing markets for the Ripple dollar with a supply cap of 50 million and a borrow cap of 5. Ripple is clearly betting big. The Ripple dollar launched in December and has already hit 300 million in market cap, ranking 19 among stablecoins. CEO Brad Garlinghouse told Bloomberg the goal is to make the Ripple dollar a top 5 stablecoin by year end. For context, that means 10x growth. The DAI stablecoin currently holds the number 5th spot at 3.25 billion. Jungle goes on to say, but this isn't just about lending. Ripple is bridging TradFi and DeFi. It secured a license from New York's notoriously tough DFS, targeting institutional confidence. It's also working with Chainlink to bring trusted data on-chain, boosting the Ripple dollar's role across both institutional and decentralized applications. If this momentum continues, the Ripple dollar could become DeFi's next big liquidity engine and a serious contender in the stablecoin wars. Do you think that the Ripple dollar can crack the top 5 this year? I do not. I do not think that, not this year. But we'll see. All right, let me see if we can't find this. Well, no, let me share Crypto Eddie's post here. Where is she? Let's go to her page. And she talks about the same thing that Jungle's talking about. I believe it's the same thing. She pinned this. I think that she pinned this. I remember when she posted it, but she's pinned this to her page. I think the cat's out of the bag that Hugo Filion and the team of builders at Flare Networks and Flare Labs and beyond have been building serious utility for the digital asset XRP. Take no prisoners. Let me find her post about methinks. Does she say it in a comment of her own post? Or let's see here. Where is that? So it's a big campfire. That's not it. I'm trying to find the one where she said me things, and she was commenting about us. It's the Aave thing, the stablecoin, RLUSD CBDC, USDC CBDC. Let's see. Oh. Let's see if it's in her replies. Maybe she replied to something. She shared the post on her video. Interesting liquidity. Interesting liquidity conduit. Curve Finance said, wait, what? The RLUSD from Ripple also has a 53 million size pool on Curve. So in addition to Aave, they have something on Curve. And then here it is right here. Okay, so that's what it was about. And she says, methinks, this is her, Ripple uses the USDC as a magnet and likely sprinkles the pair with RLUSD XRP to create higher CRV incentives, boosting the pool attraction, keeping it highly liquid. Ripple payments can use RLUSD, swapping to USDC for global payouts where MiCA compliant stablecoins are required for EU payment legs, even when the customer just wants USDC. The swap is a whole lot cheaper and easier than having USDC inventory. Secondly, USDC magnetism promotes and advertises the RLUSD to DeFi's big leagues, pumping up the brand and awareness with the juicy liquid pool. All right, so again, Curve. Wait, what? The Ripple dollar from Ripple also has a 53 million sized pool on Curve. So there are two pools right here, RLUSD, USDC on Curve Finance. What we got going on here? We have to check that Curve one out as well. Curve is tricky. I used to be on Curve providing. I was in a tri pool over there on Curve a while back. All right, so let's go to DeFi Llama, see if we can't find out what's going on here. We'll go to DeFi Llama, go to Aave, and we'll go to Curve Finance. Curve Finance as well. All right, so let's type in Aave here. Aave. 3 volume, 18.5 billion. All right, borrowed 11 billion, fees. All right, let's see. Let's go to the website. Yeah. Oh, good. I can use my test wallet here just to connect. Do that. app.aave.com, AAVE. All right, so we're in core instance Ethereum. So that should be the one. Core Ethereum V3. That should be it. Let's go to the markets real quick. Let me see if I can just type RLUSD here. Well, what are they paying you to lend? And what are they paying you to borrow? What's going on? Let's see. So Ethereum, main Ethereum core market with the largest selection. All right. There it is right there. Is the Ripple dollar. Total supply 21 million. 3.36% to lend. 1.82 to borrow. 1.8236, so 1.5% to borrow. All right, so you can lend the stables here and you can borrow. Is there an added boost or something from Ripple? I don't see anything. So it's no liquidity incentive event. 0.36. Yeah, I'll see here. What does the detail say? Yeah, so, you know, there's that. Now, you know, Ripple could be just supplying this here, right? You understand? Um, so this is just lending and borrowing. You can lend your RLUSD and you can borrow if you want to do that. So it's basically a percentage and a half to borrow. Yeah, percentage and a half to borrow. 0.36. You know, Aave is generally the place where you go, you park a percentage of your capital. It's an OG, it's a trusted place. You park a percentage of your stables there, right? You take your percentage and, you know, 0.36, you know, right now, I mean, it's just getting started. But that's what people do. That's what the whales, a lot of people, they'll park a percentage of the stables here. It's a trusted kind of deal there. Yeah. Let me see what the total borrow is right now. 21 supplied, 4.68 million borrowed. So anyway, there's that. Now, if there was some incentive to lend and borrow there, you know, I would be for that. But there isn't currently. Let's go check out Curve. Curve is a little confusing when you look at it. I'm just going to tell you. It's a little confusing. I don't. Let's see if I just. I know they even with the upgrade. I was on there like 9, 10 months ago, looking at the looking at the updated version of Curve, and it still is. It's Curve Finance. It's still kind of yucky. All right, let's go here. CURVE.FI. There it is right there, front and center. All right. TVL was nearly 53 million. Volume is 18 million. It's USD, it's RUSD and USDC liquidity pool, right? Base APY is 0.63%. Reward is a lot of stuff, a lot of zeros, 0 point like 700 gazillion zeros, 31% in CRV, and 9.9% in RLUSD. 9% in RLUSD. Interesting. Yeah, I think Crypto Eddie is probably spot on there. 9% in RLUSD. Now, remember, this is a stablecoin liquidity pair, right? And Curve is an OG, right? So what I mean by that is there's always going to be that risk of contract risk, platform risk with Aave, with Curve, with Compound, with the OGs, right? Always, always. And right now it's 9% RLUSD right now. You know, you don't know. Again, this is a stable coin. This is Ethereum. Just understand that. Transactions to get in, transactions to get out, you know. Just understand that. You know, Ethereum is usually, when it comes to liquidity pools, is generally you know, four figures, multiple four-figure to have it make sense. Even though this is a stable coin pairing, you don't have to Obviously, you don't have to worry about it, decoupling, it not trending or moving together, right? Because it's a stable coin pair. Um, there's that. But right now, the base APY is 0.63%. It's fairly, that's the base. And then it's 9.9%, nearly 10%, nearly, you know. Mm, yeah, I don't know what to think about that one. I don't know what to think about that one. Honestly, I don't know what to think about that. There's kind of two trains of thoughts. You can kind of get into this before, get in early, and then you're gonna have a wind moon bag. It's gonna be in stables. Maybe the hours will be in the crypto season's home, right? The taking profit will be in stables. And this could be a place. This again another OG. Aave is ETH as well, but that is just lending and borrowing. For me, that would be bear market. End of bull, hopping on Aave, right? That's what we do. But here, we'll have to think about that. What do you guys think? 9% in RLUSD. Hmm. I mean, it just feels more, I don't know. If you got some extra stables, you want to earn a little something on the stables, yeah. Um, but this would certainly be awesome after Wind Moon. You got, you have I don't know, 50,000, 30,000, 70,000, Curve OG. That's not bad on your money, right? So there's that. There is that. So I wanted to share that with you guys just to take a look at it and just to see. Easy Jungle. What does that mean, Easy Jungle? Mark, what does that mean, Easy Jungle? Crypto Eddie's in the building. What's going on, my friend? Oh, Crypto Eddie. She was like, it's on the Santiago's post. I found I found it. Yes. Oh, she said, okay. What's going on, Crypto Eddie? How are you? Yeah, so that's interesting. The one on Curve is definitely interesting. The one on Aave for me, get this bull market, when it's done and over, the strategy, for lending a stable is generally bear market, right? It's a strategy, right? It's bear market, right? Bull market, you tend to lend assets and borrow stables. Bear market, you tend to lend stables and borrow assets, right? So, but it's good to see them doing some stuff there. But there's no liquidity incentive event. You got some base APYs on both platforms. Um, but it would nice to have some incentives for people to participate. You know, they need to add a little incentive of XRP in that joint. I don't know if they can do it yet. I guess maybe when we get the FXRP, they can do it. I don't know. But liquidity pool, tool stables, you're earning 1 millionth of a percent of of CRV, and you're earning nearly 10% RLUSD stable. Oh, Mark talking about yeah. Yeah, Jungle was like STFU. He was talking to that lady because the lady was like, yeah, XRP is just, yeah, it's speculation. Jungle was like, what are you talking about? So that's kind of how I see it, Eddie. How do you see that liquidity pair on Curve? What are your thoughts on that liquidity pair there? I know from Ripple's perspective what's kind of going on there, and that's what I said. I think you're spot on. I was going to comment me thinks too on your on your post. But yeah, it's a smart move for Ripple for sure. Uh, and yeah, it's definitely a smart move from Ripple. But for retail, it's a stablecoin pair. You got to factor in, Ethereum fees. You don't have to worry about balancing and rebalancing. So that, I mean, there's that, right? So you don't have to worry about rebalancing and that type of thing like that. I don't know if Curve is that a let me see something here. Okay. See what they got going on here. Risk of using. Okay. All right. So what we got here? Base APY. 0.63% daily. What's going on with that? Total LP tokens staked 44 million. Staked percentage 84%. Learn about boosting your CRV rewards. Point 0.63% daily and weekly is 0.11%. So anyhow, yeah, again, you don't have to worry about, in permanent loss, you're talking two stables. You don't have to worry about rebalancing fees on Ethereum because there's no need to rebalance. I mean, 9.9% is not bad. What does it say? Curve LP reward annualized maxed can be reached with max boost. Yeah. I think if you have some stables and you can take, if you got a percentage in stables, you can take a percentage of those stables. This would not be a bad liquidity pair to get into. If you want exposure to, especially if you want exposure to RLUSD, again, you don't have to worry about the Ethereum fees for rebalancing, right? Because it's two stables, right? Generally, when we talk about concentrated liquidity pools and stuff where you have to rebalance because it's an asset paired with a stable or it's two assets, we kind of say, you don't want to hang out on Ethereum because if you're having to rebalance every, 2 or 3 times a month, you start dealing with the fees. But with the stablecoin pairs, you don't have to worry about the rebalancing part of it. So just understand that. You don't have to worry about that. 9.9%. I mean, that's not bad or on your money, right? So as far as the DeFi strategy, if you have a pool of some stables, you can, one might consider taking a portion of that into that pool there. You just deal with the initial horror of Ethereum to get into the pool. And, you can park a percentage as an OG platform, Curve Finance, along with Aave. They're OGs. So there's, I can't say zero risk, but there's an OG platform there, right? So you got the smart contract, you got the platform, right? So I don't know, nearly 10%. I think that's just not bad if you got some stables laying around where you can take a portion of it and do that. That's not bad. And especially if you want, again, exposure to RLUSD, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Most people don't. I don't know if enough people have enough of the stables on the side to take a portion to do that. Yeah, I don't know, but not bad. 9.9% in RLUSD. CRV is interesting as well. I don't know that the percentage is so low right now. I mean, I don't know how many zeros. It was 0 point. I'm thinking 8 zeros, 1 3. It was like some crazy number of CRV to be earned. But Rick Cisneros, what's going on, bro? It says, I wish RLUSD was more ubiquitous. Hugo said they need a stable coin to be ubiquitous for on and off ramps on Flare. Tether has that status. Yeah, yeah, it, yeah. Ripple dollar is not there yet for that, right? It's just not there yet for that. I know people wanted to be there, but for me, it's not there yet. It's gonna take some time. So, any case, yeah, I don't know. 9.9% in RLUSD. It's kind of good. It's kind of good for um stablecoin. I just wish in this point in time that it was earning earning in an asset like XRP as a reward. That would be nice. In addition to the RLUSD, that would be nice, right? For this time of the market, earning a valuable asset like XRP from entering a liquidity pool um, would be nice for sure, especially considering what's the numbers on this thing here, real quick. Let me check. Did they say the 24-hour numbers yet? I mean, it just started. TVL 44 million locked. It could be, that could be, a couple people. So we'll have to check it. We'll have to, keep track of that a little bit. But 9.9%. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. They're making some smart moves, I think. Some smart moves. Ripple's making some very, very smart moves. I'm going to look into it a little bit more and see. Liquidity incentive event could be right around the corner. You never know. Maybe they announce something at XRPL Apex to keep us in the game there. Maybe they do that. Announce a liquidity incentive event. Flare Networks is making moves in a way that I find to be fascinating for XRP holders. Very, very excited about what they're doing for XRP holders. And again, just want to speak to the video I did with Mikko, highlighting Mikko's interview on Paul Barron, XRP Mikko. It's not about, my video was not about Mikko. It was about this kind of thinking that most people are going to want someone else to manage their money for them in some kind of structured product thing. Like, I just could not disagree with that more. I think that perhaps most high net worth individuals will maybe want to do that, but not the vast majority of people in crypto. And I just think that for me, like, when are we going to learn our lesson about having to trust someone with our money, having to trust someone to, um, get us a yield and all this other kind of stuff, having to trust, right? I thought we were moving more towards trustless, right? Moving more towards trustless. And so, I'm not for all these, another intermediary and another intermediary, not for retail. Now, maybe you get to 50, 60, 70 million liquid. Maybe you want to consider that with some of that. But there's people with 100 to 200 million in DeFi doing their own thing. And DeFi, 100 to 200 million. So I just think that I don't think we need more intermediaries. I think we need less intermediaries. And then don't even get me started on this verifiable AI. Verifiable AI, not just the regular AI agents that can eventually become more agentic and eventually what comes after agentic? Autonomous or something like that, I think it's called. I mean, that's awesome. Don't what about when we get there? And what Flare is doing, Flare is taking that to another level, right? It's taken to another level. So you can't tell me that well, I guess these intermediaries can use AI as well. But here's the thing that I'm thinking. Who owns the structured product? Right? Uh Mikkel kept saying in that interview, structured product, structured product, structured product. And what I'm thinking is, who owns the structured product? Are you going to own it? Are you going to own it? I would encourage Mikkel to read the book, The Great Taking by David Rogers Webb. I would encourage him to read The Pirates of Manhattan, books 1 and 2, and really, really learn the harsh reality. And that is, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. Right? Because the UCC Articles 8 and 9 say that you don't. You turn it over. You turn over ownership. Right? You turn it over. So again, with the verifiable AI that's coming out, that's going to happen. Look, it's going to happen. Flare Networks is going to build something out. We're going to have the protocol managed wallets. There are going to be crypto projects that come very, very, very close to what Flare Networks is doing. It's going to be crypto projects that do it. I promise you. I promise you it's going to happen. But this whole idea is, if you understand DeFi, then you know what to ask an AI agent to do for you. But if you don't, how are you going to ask them? If you don't understand how it works, what are you going to ask? What's your prompt going to what's your prompt going to be? Right? Decades ago, Robert Kiyosaki came on the scene um, and shared that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, and began a journey of educating people about managing their own money decades and decades and decades ago. And leveling up your IQ so that you can do it yourself. If I shared this clip with you from Gary V, he just did this talk where he was invited to speak like 2 weeks ago. I'm telling you, you guys know Gary V, right? Gary Vaynerchuk, um, entrepreneur for sure, building out something pretty spectacular in a lot of different spaces. Um, but I'm telling you, it would be alarming. We all know how much he curses. So I don't know how much of the clip I can share, but it would be alarming to you what he says about the American individual. It would be alarming. I'm telling you, it would be like, oh, like, he's throwing out the L word, and look, he works, right? I'm not sure if that's healthy, but he works. Yeah, I mean, the words he was using is what I'm thinking about people wanting to promote someone managing a structured product for them. Like, why? Why do you need that person to do that? You can do it yourself. And again, most people is Nah. Most people, the vast majority, not the high net worth individuals, I guess they can afford to take an L. I wonder if Alex Mashinsky could afford the L that he took. Like he took an L, right? Could he afford that? Could he afford the L? He took it. Now, I bring that Mashinsky thing up because this was a dude who was a high net worth individual with not one, not two, but three unicorns. Three. Reputation and TradFi, next level. Right? Reputation and TradFi, next level. Wife, kids, doing the Hamptons thing and, in the Florida reputation beyond, right? This guy decides to go do something, some other people talk to him, whatever, right? Public figure, 200 to 250 million on the platform Celsius. Family on the TV and on the YouTube and on the stuff. Reputation, whatever. Right? And you think at one time they had the most Bitcoin on their platform held by anyone ever. Anyone ever. More than Sailor and all that. Right? You're talking about three unicorns. You're talking about a public face, the largest holder of Bitcoin, all of that stuff, customer service, 24/7 customer service, transparency on some website, sharing where the assets are, supposedly, right? All of these things. Again, this is just a dude with the wife and children. Public face. And it went south. It went bad. Because that was a trusted, there was a having to trust there. And everybody thought that they could trust him, being the face of that company. And it went south. And guess who owned the stuff when it went south? The estate ended up owning the assets, not the people. So tell me about this structured product that you think the masses should have. The masses. Because he used the phrase most people. This is what I'm saying. I could not disagree with that more. What most people need to do is level up. You can't tell me that individuals can't manage hundreds of millions of dollars. I know someone who's doing it in crypto himself. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. Can't tell me can't be done. It can be done. It's just whether or not, remember where the risk lies, right? You got there's this guise of insurance or a trusted company or a trusted face. That's the hoodwink. You can trust us with your stuff. To me, that's the hoodwink right there. because we didn't know that the courts we didn't know that Chapter 11 bankruptcy protects the company, not the clients of the company. We didn't know. And we thought surely they're not going to say that. Yeah, we understand we all got to take an L, but in terms of trying to make up for the whole, but surely they're not going to say that our assets are their assets. And that's exactly what the United States government said. That's the law. Until the law changes, why would you consider that? You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. All I know is one day they were $100 and something million in the hole, and they tried to fix it by digging themselves deeper into the hole. And this was behind the scenes. And before you know it, they're doing more illegal stuff, more illegal things, more illegal stuff. That's just one example of what could happen. Like my mentor says, everything is good until it isn't. Right? That's what he says. Everything is good. Everything's great until it isn't. If you make a mistake, then you made the mistake. But the heartbreak, I'm telling you, the heartbreak, and by the way, there were people who literally took their lives because of the Celsius thing. They couldn't stomach telling their significant other or their children or whatever. And I just think that when you work your whole life to get for something, and if you make a mistake, like if you, not the mistake of trusting someone, but if you took the proceeds from your cash flow from your business and you made a bet, an investment, and it went down, that's a lot easier than you made the investment and the person took your money and ran off with it, right? So I think you have to trust yourself. And Robert Kiyosaki, again, has been preaching this for decades. You just don't know what's going to happen. I don't think Alex Mashinsky woke up one morning and said, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to rob the company of $1.2 billion. We're going to be short. I'm just going to just do it. I don't think that's what happened. And do you get nervous if you got $10 million in a multi-sig something with you and two other trusted people? Do you get nervous? Yeah. Yeah. You get nervous. But the bottom line is the way the laws are set up, when crap hits the fan, the companies are protected, not the retail person. Can't tell me about insurance. Please don't tell me about insurance, FDI insurance, and look it up. Just look it up. If the simple thing that we use every single day, which is just a regular bank account, if that money is not your money, what do you think's going on with your brokerage? With Charles Schwab? What do you think's going on? What's going on there? When crap hits the fan. And I just think you don't know. I use this all the time as an example. The reason that people get SIM swapped, not the top 7 G7 nations are bankrupt. catastrophe. Not that. Not that. A SIM swap. A SIM swap from a local AT&T employee can cost you millions of dollars. It doesn't take a G7 collapse. And how does that happen? A dude making $17 an hour says, yeah, sure. You give me $4,000, I give you what you need. And there it is. That's the SIM swap. There's ways to protect for that. Do you know them? Do you know how to protect for a SIM swap? Because there's ways to protect for a SIM swap. But my point is, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So again, I don't know about the structured products, but what I question is who owns them, and when crap hits the fan, whose assets are whose assets? Read The Great Taken, study Uniform Commercial Codes, Article 8 and 9. Read the book, The Great Taken. Read The Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of Manhattan, books 1 and 2. Read The Creature from Jekyll Island. Understand what the Federal Reserve really is, and learn how to protect yourself. That's my recommendation. Anyway, all right, fam, I'm gonna hop off here. I've been rambled long enough. I appreciate you guys checking in. I know it's late in the evening. I appreciate you guys. Mark, Crypto Eddie, thank you for checking in. Rick Cisneros, my guy. JR, Rafi, and Dano, I appreciate you guys checking in. I know it's a late night. Do me a favor, hit that like button on the way out. If you didn't get a chance to do so on the way in, that'd be awesome. Really, really awesome. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, do me a favor. If you have been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.